ReMinD. I got that down. It's the match between the by far best Night Elf player in China versus most likely the best Night Elf Mirror player of all time. The winner of WCG 2010. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. The WCG winner of 2010. This is ReMinD spawning in the upper left, and I gotta adjust this real quick. Invert. All right. And of course, BlizzCon winner. He won it all basically. Well, everything that Moon and Lin didn't get fell to ReMinD. So, two Night Elves, of course. Night Elf. Seems to be fine for both of the players. And yeah, Night Elf Mirror, aren't we all excited? But it's match point for Korea. They can end this, of course. We are all hoping for Joshishi to prevail, to give us that ace match, that one map that determines it all. Who's gonna get home with the $200 for this show match? Is it gonna be Korea or China? We'll find out. Demon Hunter here, the first hero of choice, obviously. Same for Joshishi. But the creeping patterns seem to be slightly different. ReMinD going towards the middle of the map for this orange spot. Joshishi going for the normal one. This is, of course, a little experience boost for the Korean. And yeah. Night Elf Mirror. A lot of people think this is boring. But I find it to be very, very interesting as long as it's not bear versus bear. And even then, it can be very entertaining. With, for example, Zeppelin, micro action, Zeppelin drops into the main base, different hero choices. So there's some room for variety in Night Elf Mirror, and that makes it pretty interesting. So Shishi not killing the creeps with the Engine of War, all nice. And ReMinD on the other side, starting his creep as well. He's a little delayed, of course, but the experience will make up for it. And lots of haste for this Demon Hunter. Circle of Nobility, this is a nice early game advantage for the Chinese, who will start just... Oh, Huntress Hall to be safe. ReMinD is not doing that. This is kind of a European approach, I guess. To build the Huntress Hall a little earlier, prior to the attack, to just have more sustainability with Hunters and have something damn effective against archers. They can tank more, they are a little more supportive during the creep phase of the game. So I can understand this, but if this delays your attack, I don't know. It's not much though. And you have the Hunter's Hall already, so you cannot forget it. The plague amongst the European Night Elf players. I don't know. It kind of stopped, but still, it was for month and month, it was baffling how these guys could forget about the Hunter's Hall and then being delayed in tech by so much. Level 2 for both players, obviously, so evasion works now. ReMinD with more archers, and of course Joshishi following it up with Huntress and very early Ultra Vision. This will give him a little more info, I guess, on his opponent during nighttime. Here's the Huntress Hall for ReMinD. It's absolutely in a perfect timing. So yeah, ReMinD, very interesting player. He came back from the army in August 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Played a few IFANG Cups, did pretty well there. Did also play the Rust Brain Cup #2 and did quite okay. And then he decided, okay, I'm gonna be a League of Legends coach for a female team in China. So that's why he did not attend the WCA Pro Qualifier. And yeah, after the big qualifying time for WCA, he said, maybe coaching in Chinese is not the right thing for me because I don't really speak Chinese. So I go back to Warcraft and start playing again. And especially in January, he was on point with this game. And what he did in Golden Championship Series was absolutely magnificent. But since then, since his bronze medal that he accomplished there, Not too much for him. He dropped out early in most cups that he played, even on good pings. So yeah, it's not what we're used to from ReMinD. But maybe this is his big comeback. Maybe that now that there's basically no pressure for him. If he loses, okay, then there's the ace match with most likely focus. If he wins, then he's the hero. So why not? Nice that he takes this time to place this. So very intensive creeping phase, of course. Without level 3, you can't really stop the first fight. Naga for ReMinD. I guess it's gonna be a keeper for Zhou Shishi. Yeah, it is. And I think long term, keeper is better. The Thorns Aura is just so mighty in Bear Mirror. With Entangle you can do crazy damage later on, and early on do some nice pickups here and there. On the other side, Warden, of course, the better damage dealer of the two. Fork Lightning is pretty decent as well. It only hit 3 targets though. So you can nuke a little better or focus a little better, while the Thorns Aura is pretty strong, but the damage is spread throughout the entire army. So you can counter it with a heal scroll most likely. But yeah, the different hero choices make this matchup interesting. Ring of Protection, he has almost the entire set of tier 1 items. Only the gloves are missing. And Zhou Shishi going for the aggressive here. Trying to snipe something now that the Keeper of the Grove is here. Entangling Roots, of course, his first skill. And yeah, I think whoever gets the Demon Hunter first to level 3 can take the aggressive part in this. Of course, this is supported by the Keeper. So he gets the red spot, the big Warlord. That is already a big deal. Stealing that from ReMinD and getting a Wand of the Wind. It's pretty good for disabling. So if you want to prevent the Fork Lightning, if you want to prevent the mana burn or last hit or whatever, the Wand of the Wind comes into play. You have Dryads, but of course it's there to dispel the Rejuvenation, to dispel the Roar. So you might not have this dispel at hand, or it's a cooldown or whatever. ReMinD is trying to return the favor here, and there it is. Wand of the Wind being used, immediately going for the heroes. Zhou Shishi getting the Book of the Dead, also a nice item if there's no dispel. So this seems to be a pretty good game here on Ancient Isles for the Chinese. Getting the hopes up for the Land of the Middle. We'll let this clan war with 3-1 maps before Check and Focus started to catch up and get the lead in this clan war. Protection +2 already. ReMinD with get level 3, Mana Burn level 2, and Fork Lightning. It is on level 1, so you might not want to use it, except you can kill units with it as a last hit. Orb of Venom for the Demon Hunter of Zhou Shishi. And I guess this is the case for ReMinD as well. The first Master Bears, let's take a look. No upgrades yet, but no Master Bears for Shishi. But you see it here. It's only 35 seconds or so, so it's not that big of a deal to start a little later. But these are maybe game-changing items. Vamp Aura can be found here, Scourgebone Chimes. So we Mask would be nice as well, Boots of Kelpalas. We don't see it yet. Oh my god, Dream Drop! Dream Drop for ReMinD. True Shot Aura is okay, but definitely not as good as the Vamp Aura. It basically counters the Thorns Aura of the Keeper of the Grove, so that is pretty much useless at the moment. Talisman of Evasion for the Keeper, also a sellable item. And now it's ReMinD's part that he has the upper hand in this series. 50 food for him, still no upgrades on the other side. 50 food as well, and also no upgrades. Heal scroll and invo potions and a protection scroll as well. Some players say it's useless. I don't think so. I think the 2 armor really make a difference, and it's super cheap, so why not go for it? Worst case, you summon a Dispel for it. So ReMinD does not want to fight into the base, which is understandable because there's Moon Juice. And of course the reinforcements of Joshishi arrive faster. Now there's the big entangle, and Joshishi really wants to start this game. ReMinD does not have the items that Shishi has for lightning coming in, and ReMinD immediately falls out. He cannot take this. He lost a lot of HP on his units, and he can't fight this. He cannot fight this. Even with the Vamp Aura, it doesn't do too much. And now he goes for the defense upgrade first. If you have a Vamp Aura, I think you should always take that one first. As long as... oh, it is Thorns Aura level 2, so that makes sense then. Because now the Thorns Aura is better than Vamp Aura. I think it's 30% return damage. Vamp Aura is only 15. So that's a nice thing. The illusions on the bears tanking a lot of damage. And this once again... oh, he wasted a Fork Lightning on that. That was a huge waste. So what can ReMinD do? He has the 1-1 upgrade against the 1-0 for Joshishi. Demon Hunter still looking strong. Level 4 for him already. Huge lead for the Chinese. And I think that's not too much that ReMinD can do. Trying to save that bear, but a lot of them are dying. And yeah, this is basically Shishi just bulldozing over Korea. Focusing on the Demon Hunter now. Is there another entangle? Yes, there is. Rejuvenation attempt. And the staff out to get some Moon Juice and get some rest. But it's 58 food versus 50. He found the perfect timing to start this push with the Thorns Aura level 2, with the Demon Hunter advantage, with the supply advantage. Even though his upgrades were not that great, starting this battle, he kept up now. And Demon Hunter is exposed, gets entangled, and that is basically GG. Level 4 on the Keeper as well. ReMinD has nothing left. Except one bear and his... and the Naga, but what can you do? 1-0 for Shishi. There it is. So China trying to force the ace match. Shishi doing his best, and I told you it looks like ReMinD is in a slump and he can't find a way out of there. So there was a question in chat here. Can you make a tree of the tournament, or it's already made? Well, all the infos are at Reddit, so I don't think we need a tree. But we will have better tournament trees and stuff in the future. We are working on a Warcraft 3 Liquipedia, so if you want to sign up for that, please send me a mail. I will provide you with a Discord link where we all gather the staff of Team Liquid and a nice group of people who wants to bring the knowledge that we gathered throughout the 15 years of Warcraft, or whatever it is now, into one combined wiki. So you can search for tournament results, you can search for build orders, little tricks for the matchups and stuff. That's all we're gonna do. Without the tree, yeah, okay. Next map, I don't know yet. Didn't get the invite. Maybe ReMinD is still thinking about this. I don't know the vetoes either, since it's all in Chinese and Korean and I can't read that. So it's up for a surprise here. But yeah. Kiki. Yeah, Thorns Aura seems to be crazy strong on level 2. And there we go. Map is open and it's twisted. Yeah, I'd love to see Lin playing cups as well, but so far he seems to be focusing on streaming, laddering, And he's so good. It's mind blowing how good he is. I have no contact to Lin. I think he's a very private guy, as far as I heard. But yeah, it's a blessing to see him stream. That's for sure. And I hope we see him in the Korean WCA qualifier. They should start. Oh. We are all ready. Twisted is the map. So one streamer is not clicking the ready button. That's what we're waiting for. Maybe he's AFK or something. Who's the best human player I can study from nowadays? Well, the most successful one is still Infi. Yours is the vice champion at the moment. The vice world champion. So take a look at the VODs. I don't think there's replays of WCA, but yours' games were pretty damn impressive. Apart from that, Yumiko and TH. These are the four. And Reprisal is a very, very, very creative human player. For example, he plays versus Night Elf without Spellbreakers. Just lots of mortar teams. And then he tries to kite them. That's working pretty damn good. Also, he is insanely good with a Blood Mage, so I'd say Reprisal is the one to go for. Seems like we have a bug again in NetEase, since the game is not starting. And yeah, of course, Hawk. Hawk is also a good human. But the most interesting human player is definitely Reprisal, I think. Maybe I can send you some replays I saved last week. So yeah, we have to rehost since this NetEase bug appeared again. I think this program is not made for too many observers, so they have to fix that. I saw they have some pretty sick features in the new observer mode of NetEase that got patched with 1.27. So you basically have first person view in Warcraft. So nice. I hope we'll get these features in the normal Warcraft someday. Guess everyone is ready. We're still waiting for the players. Or for ReMinD, to be precise. Yeah, it's 2-1 for Korea, but it's 1-0 for Joshishi. I don't know what's happening. Something's wrong with ReMinD. He's not here. Maybe he didn't get the invite. I had this. Ah, there he is. There he is! And I think we're good to go. Everybody's ready. Shishi wants the game to start. He wants to finalize the 2-2. I hope this time all goes well. I'm in. All the other guys are in. Game is starting. All right. This is definitely the second. Oh no, not definitely, but most likely the second last match for today. We're going in game, guys. Map is, as I mentioned, Twisted Meadows. Let me adjust the colors real quick. It's... oh, damn it. Can't tap out of this. ReMinD is yellow, and pink is Zhou this time. The rest we can leave at this. So, big chance for China to equalize, or will ReMinD come back? Of course, he is one of the best in Night Elf Mirror, or was, but nowadays, since February, he's not what he used to be before. And yeah, both players are immediately going for the Merc camp, which is of course the thing to do if you have plenty of time, and since it's cross positions, this won't get punished. You get the Shadow Priest for healing, you get a big consumable item like Mana Potion, Invul Potion, stuff like that. And this is definitely helpful in the later stages of the game. Double Demon Hunter, and I think it's gonna be Bears again, since I don't see him play Talons, especially on TM. Shichi also one of the guys who played a lot of Talons in preparation for WCA, but then when the tournament was there, he got slaughtered by Moon, War Chief, and La Light, and the group of Night Elf Mirrors. Okay, I think there's some time here. So we all know what's up, even if some guys are joining later. Creeps have started for both players, and I'm a little whistling here. So big invul, big healing would be the dream. And it is Scroll of the Beast. That's not that nice. Wind of Mana Stealing, also not that nice. So these are not game-changing items. And pretty, I think that's pretty nice. Games shouldn't depend on items, should depend on skill. But it's nice to see an item turn the game around once or twice.
The player's forces are under attack.
So level 2, obviously, Shadow Priest for both players. And they play it very, very passive. No early game aggression, no nothing. Just creeping up to level 3, trying to get as fast as possible to tier 2. Attacks have started at the exact same time. No Hunter's Wall so far. Maybe Shishi is building a faster Hunter's Hall again in the midst of the attack. But so far it looks like they are both relying on archers. And maybe it's because the mercenary camp is that easy to access that both players will have berserkers against this. So that's a nice little trick. Eating your tree through the trees and start the next creep. This is so easy to do and grants you, I think it grants you level 3. That's trick by ReMinD. And another item. Love the pace, but here comes Shishi with the creep jack. But I don't think there will be too many losses, since he can easily run away. But he steals the 2 creeps here, maybe even the Ancient of War, and that would be a big loss. But ReMinD comes back in to defend this. But the creeps won't let him. He has to eat some trees, some cannibalism has to be made. Nice mana burn steal from ReMinD, he walked in just in time. The second poacher is gonna go to Zhao Shishi. But almost level 3 for ReMinD. This game is starting way better than Ancient Isles for him. Of course, both players with a Hunter's Hall. This time ReMinD with the early Hunter's Hall. But I don't think this will result in Hunters itself. Just for attacking and maybe for Ultravision. Boom Bracers should be an immediate sell. Well, sometimes it's not that bad against Entangle, but how often do you get Entangle? Gotta get the boots for that, and that's exactly what he did. Level 3 for the Chinese, and ReMinD doing the smaller creep spot. seems to be a little scared now for creep jacks, for additional creep jacks. And Shishi with his staff. What does he want to do with that? There's a nice wisp spread. He gets back home to heal up a bit. And we see the Ultra Vision upgrade, as I mentioned before. ReMinD has a Berserker, Shadow Priest. It's finished with tier 2, so the Keeper of the Grove this time is his weapon of choice, also for Shishi. So this time, it's a mirror match par excellence. Both players will fight each other with Entangle and the Thorn Sora. So of course, Twisted Meadows is a big map, a map where you can creep a lot. Nice pickup for ReMinD. And a map where you can get pretty crazy items. But not that many auras. But of course you can get Spell Shield, Staff of Silence, stuff like that. So the item drops are gonna be interesting.
The town is under siege.
Pimped Demon Hunter can make the difference here in a big fight. So far, everything equaled out. ReMinD at 29 food, starting the tier 3 tech, getting the lores. This is the usual stuff, but I guess he cancelled one lore, if I saw this correctly. So that Tiller Staff was definitely worth it. And now the Keeper of the Grove is out. He might get ready for an expo. But no, there's no wisp. So it's just creeping. I think it would be too risky to start an expo at tier 2. Big kind of energy for the keeper, which is nice. And now Yoshishi wants to return the favor. Maybe keep ReMinD supply blocked at 40. Let's take a look how fast this guy hits. And he has to cancel this. Alright. He wasn't in time for the lores, but he was in time for the moon wells, and that will return the favor. At least delaying him for 40 seconds or so. On the other side, Yoshishi with a tier 3 tech, second Angel of Lord is coming, and he's slightly behind in tech. Entangle on his Demon Hunter, but he will get away thanks to Boots of Speed. Since both players have them, but the Keeper of the Grove has not. So, Dryads are coming. Why is Yoshishi so behind?
The player's forces are under attack.
Of course, ReMinD took some time off with his dive into the base, but I think he can overcome this since he's creeping a little better so far. In this so important match between the two biggest Warcraft nations there have ever been. And Entangle again, ReMinD has no town portal, just the staff, and he barely gets out alive. But now the Entangle duration is over and the Demon Hunter can pick up the pieces. Of course, ReMinD's Demon Hunter is back to full HP thanks to the Moon Juice. He's getting that Dryad, and Dryads give a lot of experience, and so he's very, very close to level 4. Oh, he's not... The Moon Juice is empty, but he has Regen now. And the Master upgrade is coming. So the longer the game goes, the better it looks for Shishi. He's getting the better creep spots, he has the better items, and he gets a lot of gold from that. Heal scroll now.
A player's
force is needed, I guess. So this one might be big. Vamp Aura is possible again. But it takes some time, and Shishi knows exactly what he's doing. He comes in for the creep spot. It is Subi Mask. Okay for the keeper, but not something that you really want. And Town Portal's out. Losing the 350 gold and the Engine of War for additional creeping, but I think it's so far away from more creep spot that it doesn't really make a difference, and that sees Shishi as well. The levels also... Oh, well, the level 2 on the keeper is pretty damn nice. He has to keep that up. So Master Bears for both players. The upgrades, 0-0 here, 0-0 here. Oh, Shishi with the crazy creep spot, but he knows ReMinD is coming. He still gets attacked, though. His heroes are getting attacked by the creeps, and they have bloodlust and everything. One bear down. This might be the one small mistake that brings ReMinD a big advantage in the bear count. And of course experience is so important. Entangle. But of course we have Reju. So Demon Hunters will most likely stay alive forever. ReMinD is fighting this clever. Second pickup here with the Dryad. This bear can save himself into Reju. Getting attacked. And this is level 4. This is finally level 4, but still no Thorns Aura for Shishi. And he cannot really fight this. He cannot take an open fight without the aura. It's just 15% damage that he cannot overcome. He's trying to... ReMinD's going for the hero kill. Heal Scroll saves the Keeper for now. Can he get an Invo Potion or something? Invis, he's not going to the shop. He has the gold, but it's only level 1, so this jacks away the Demon Hunter, but he gets level 4 from all the experience. In the meantime, Joshishi got a bear as a trade. Not the worst thing, I guess.
Forces are under attack.
It's just that his level on the Keeper was lower before, and now he's losing so much time. And you see the experience bar here, ReMinD almost on level 3. That would make 2 entire levels of difference between the second heroes. So this might be the equalizer, but let's not shout too loud. ReMinD is doing a lot better compared to the first game. I think, in general, the bigger maps are better for him.
A player's forces are under attack.
Where it's not that narrow and he has more time to get away. But of giant strength, additional HP, also not the worst. But here's again the chance for the Vamp Aura. It is Devotion Aura. Well, half a scroll. And now Zeppelins comes into play. We saw Crazy Zeppelin Micro. You can save a lot of bears with it. Or you can fail if you lose it. Ring of Protection +4. The worst drop you can get here. Step of Silence would be nice. Spell Shield, stuff like that. And Joshishi going for the same spot. Oops, sorry. Maybe he'll get the upper hand with this now. But ReMinD will attack here. Still no upgrades on the Chinese army. ReMinD has the 1-0 for him.
A player's forces are under
So
attack.
will he get the level 3? I don't think so. What's the item? It is the Step of Silence. That's nice addition. That is a nice addition. Basically a level 1 Dark Ranger without the damage from it. So nice timing for an attack. But here comes the Town Portal of Shishi. Immediate counter Town Portal. And he got 2 Moonwills basically for free since they traded the TPs. And that's nice. And now that's his big timing to push. He had 1,000 gold. He has all the supply that he needed once this Moonwell is finished. And Shishi is supply blocked for a long
forces are
time.
under attack.
4,000 gold still in the gold mine. But yeah. We heard the Zeppelin. Now we see the Zeppelin. 5 bears plus the heroes. ReMinD saw the Zeppelin, so he knows that there's a possibility to get dropped. But he scouts it. He has a good amount of anti-air with the orb. Can he get out enough? No. Oh, this is so close. 74 HP for him, and the Dryads are pretty fast. Can he get a poison arrow out? No, he's too far away. And he goes into his main base, so no. Now he knows exactly what's going on, but Shishi is smart. He's backing that up with an expansion, so either that one works or the expansion works. In both cases, he might be back into this game. There is a scout for ReMinD, very, very close. I think he saw this already. He's not going for the creep check. He wants to go for the base. Second pair of boots. This has been scouted again. Oh, now he wants to go for it. He saw it with the Zeppelin. Now he wants this fight. Have we heal scroll somewhere? One heal scroll for ReMinD. 0 for Shishi, but he has a town portal. Immediate surround. Oh no, he closes it up on the Demon Hunter. ReMinD is losing a lot of HP. Needs reju, but Shishi cannot fight this. 51 food versus 68 because of that move prior to kill the Moonwells, to keep him stuck there. But you see it.
A player's forces are under attack.
The Tree of Life. 3/4 are finished. And apparently this has not been scouted by ReMinD. Otherwise he would have gone for it. Demon Hunter of Shishi close to level 5. And once again ReMinD is getting the items. What does he get? Protection Scroll it is. There were 2 heal scrolls available.
A player's forces
but he
are
seems to
under
be
attack.
fine with the one he has. Shishi is trying to dodge, but this might backfire. Because he's approaching the main base of the Chinese again, knocking at the door. The expansion is up, but has not paid off yet. So at the moment he just lost gold for that ReMinD invested into army. 76 food versus 59. I don't think he can defend this. I don't think he can defend this. He's going for the attack. Killing the shop, but he's not that fast. He's staffing his Demon Hunter back. Fully portal. He's going for the tree. Someone has to portal here. Shishi is trying to fight with some bears, but of course it's just a distraction. Both players actually are going for the tree. This is looking very promising for Shishi. ReMinD is not attacking the tree anymore. There's no town portal from him. The Tree of Eternity for ReMinD is gone. And now... is there a town portal for him? Did I question this before? There is none. There is none, so both players are losing their base. But what ReMinD does not know that there is income for the Chinese. He gets rid of all the production, he gets rid of everything that is important. But actually both players are. So the one player who has gold income is the Chinese, who is leading. But ReMinD is backing this up with an expansion of his own. Will this be in time? This is 2 last buildings. Maybe ReMinD thinks he's the winner, but he sees, okay, Shishi is not coming, so this cannot be his last building. One bear is taking care of this with the 2-1 upgrade. Should go rather quick. Wow, 2 attack upgrades ahead is ReMinD. And that's the second last building. Oh, third last, right? No, second last. This expansion is the one he has.
The player's forces are under attack.
But he wants this fight, and I think he can do it. 66 food versus 43. Shishi cannot take an open fight, and he knows, uh-oh, ReMinD had a building somewhere, and now I'm gonna get wrecked if I do not out-micro him. But without a Zeppelin versus a Zeppelin, this is so hard. He has a level 5 Demon Hunter, but he gets punished for that. Entangle plus focus immediately. The concave for ReMinD is perfect. Demon Hunter is dropping very, very low. Entangle is coming in again, and that's the loss of the first hero. Level 5 for ReMinD, and it's GG from Shishi. Despite having the expansion, maybe it was a little too early for that. ReMinD making the race for the building, started that one with a better army, and that's basically what won him the game. Sometimes it's just about timing, and that's what happened here. 1-1 between ReMinD and Shishi, so it's match points for Korea, and still the chance to equalize for China. We got a donation, $10 and 1 cent from Hexilesius. You deserve this for keeping the game alive. Keep on streaming. Oh yes, we will. Thank you very much for that one. Daily goal once again reached. This is very nice. So this might be the final game of this clan war if ReMinD takes it home. In a Night of Mirror. This 2-0, this was 2-1, this is 2-0, this is 1-1. I'm updating Reddit at the moment. We have a thread for this tournament. Lawlight Cup number 2, Korea versus China Clan War. And I think we're good to go here. Are we waiting for someone? No, ReMinD is here, Shishi is here. So I think we're good to go. What's the chat saying? The results are, for example, at ReadMore or at Reddit. So if you type !grid, you get the Reddit thread, and there is all the results. It's not that hard. Or you go to readmore.de, then there's this clan war live, and Mr. Abstract is keeping us up to date, which is very, very nice of you. I don't know what we're waiting for here, to be honest. No one wrote anything. Maybe it's just the calm before the storm. And we have the 1K. Very nice. On this Monday, of course, we have a lot of programming coming up here at Back to Warcraft. At Thursday, we are back with the TWCL number 2 winner bracket final between Lawlight and Focus. Also, the loser bracket final between Lucifer and the legend himself, Moon. On Friday, we're gonna have the NWL on Saturday as well, with some awesome matchups. And I don't know if we're here on Sunday for Jera Cup since it's Eastern. And I will be visiting my family. But I will be back on Monday for another clan war, which is not China versus Korea, but that's gonna be Korea versus Europe. And that's gonna be very, very nice. The game is starting. The map is the Night Elf map, the Bear Mirror map. It is Amazonia. And yes, I am German. I think you hear that sometimes. So, here's the game. We're switching in-game. The colors are wrong at the moment. I will fix that. ReMinD is in orange this time. But apart from that, everything is good. We are here. Maybe the final map of today. If ReMinD wins this clan war over, Korea wins 3-1. If Joshishi wins this, we go into the ace match. One clan, both teams can summon one player. I don't know if that is best of 1 or best of 3. I think that's going to be best of 1. And then we will determine the winner of this clan war. So keep your thumbs pressed for either ReMinD or Joshishi, depending on what's more likable to you, China or South Korea. Of course, I'm going to do my best to stay neutral in this one. So in the upper right, the J-League winner of 2015, Joshishi, starting things off once again with the Demon Hunter. In the bottom left, WCG winner of 2010, ReMinD, and bronze medalist of the Golden Championship Series that we have seen in January. The NetEase Ladder Contest Finals, these were. And yeah, Demon Hunter for him as well, both of course starting things with an Engine of War creep here at these two spots to get immediate level 2. There's nothing you can do about this basically, so this will not get punished. But Amazonia is pretty interesting because the lab is pretty easy to access, so we get early Shredders and maybe early Zeppelins as well. There's always the potential to nuke up your enemy's base with zappers. So yeah, I like Amazonia and Night of Mirror. If you're super crazy, you can go for a Talon push as well. So so this opens up a lot of opportunity, I guess, especially for Shishi.
A player's forces are under attack.
And yeah, this is level 2. The items are a Claws of Attack for ReMinD, Gloves of Haste for the Demon Hunter of Shishi. Mantle of Intelligence in addition to that. If he gets the slippers, no, it's just some additional HP. Not the craziest item drops, but definitely in favor of ReMinD. And once again, the early Hunters Fall, this time by ReMinD. Oh, for both players actually. So we will see some transitioning into Huntress, which is just a way to stay safe a bit. You can do some more creep spots with it, with normal damage, I guess, contrary to piercing. And it just keeps you safe. Just keeps you safe to have the Huntress here. And yeah, tier 2 tags have started, so things start to get interesting in this very, very exciting match. Match point for Korea. And the chance to equalize for China. So especially in Mirror, every single experience point counts. Every lost unit counts. Every denied creep counts. Every denied item counts. So we have to take care of all the little things that are happening. That makes Night of Mirror so interesting sometimes. But I guess this is just a case in Europe, where they get tired of the old bear versus bear. I think China and Korea, it's not that hard. They have some decent Night Elves, or a good amount of good Night Elves in Korea as well, but especially in China. When do you ever play Mirror? Well, I think the only thing that the only 3 players playing Night Elf is, I think, Shishi, Colorful, and Viola. Can't remember another one.
A player's forces are under attack.
But of course, the Koreans are playing the IFANG Cups recently as well, so they will meet with Check, ReMinD, Law Lyot, all the greats. So Huntress is coming, but Shishi a little late with his Moonwell, so he's stuck for a bit. What is ReMinD doing? Well, he has the Moonwell down, and for that he could produce another hunt, but nope, he's fine with the 2 of them. Tech is almost done. And I think since, I don't know, how much is the Sentinel upgrade, by the way? I think this is pretty underused, since it's free wards basically throughout the mid game until the Hunters are gone. Well, if it delays your attack and everything, their production, then I can understand it. But maybe on the way to tier 3? I don't know. Before they get replaced. Naga second by ReMinD, so this is the more aggressive approach again. Shishi with the Keeper of the Grove, the Watch of Rich approach of this matchup. Always go for the Keeper if you can, if you're not in a heavy pressure situation. If you are, or if you can finish the deal, go for the Naga. But I guess this is not the case here, since he's focusing on creeping. More HP for Shishi. And the Demon Hunter is still trying to pick off things. But he will face the Keeper soon, and then he has to back off.
A player's forces are under attack.
So ReMinD coming into the base of Shishi again, trying to deny the production buildings. Working good so far. Will he spend another Entangle? Not yet. There it is. And there's no staff, so we will most likely force the town portal here. But I guess killing one Engine of Lore is worth the town portal if it delays a lot. Yeah, and he has to pull the town portal out. Well, one Engine of Lore in the trade for that. I think it's worth it. It's 300 gold though. The building is not that expensive, but it's about the time as well. The time that you earn from this. Since you can produce from 2 lores and your opponent doesn't. There you see it. Display upgrade is coming.
Players' forces are under
Both
attack.
players going for the natural. This is a big consumable item that will drop here.
Is under siege.
And of course a ton of experience. Big mana potion and level 3 for Shishi. ReMinD is far away from level 3. How is that? Big healing, also very nice. Even better than the mana potion this matchup, I guess. You can counter one entire focus, which is most likely to happen against the
A
keeper.
player's forces are under attack.
Okay, the Naga's level 2, that explains, of course, the difference in HP. Wards again. And that will help. Good wisp spread again by ReMinD. He knows what's going on. They're pretty safe there. But once again, a very passive game. This is all fun and games. But at the end, I think both players, both teams want to win desperately. I don't know if this is featured on replays.net. Didn't see it yesterday. But if it is, especially in Asian cultures, Pride and Honor is worth a lot. So Master Bears are here, so now things get interesting. Now the end is near for one of the two players, and ReMinD, he seems to be very confident in this. And of course, he's a little ahead, 48 food against 49. No upgrades yet, but the heroes look a bit better. I don't know, level 2 and 2/3. Basically the same. So very, very equal, but a keeper against the Naga. What will prevail? Once again, the Illus on both sides. So, no, it's just ReMinD. Just ReMinD, so he can tank a lot. But he had 2 stabs of illusion. This is nuts. This will soak up so much damage. I don't think that Shishi can fight this. And you look at this, how much damage is wasted, but he goes for the hero kill, but there's the big potion that saves him here. Now Shishi has to be careful. Will he lose this clan war to ReMinD? Will he lose this clan war to Korea? You see the Illus still working there. And the Demon Hunter of Shishi is going down, and this might be the win for Korea at all. It's such a huge lack in damage, and that's it. Big illusions fighting for Korea, fighting with ReMinD, and so he takes it home 2-1, and the end result is Korea winning this clan war 3-1. ReMinD, is he back? Was this his comeback performance? Shishi is not the worst mirror player that I've ever seen. So, chapeau, congrats to Korea winning this tournament. Let's recap it. Oh no, that's the wrong tournament. So the only player who lost for Korea was Lucifer, who lost 2-0 against Chao KK. And then came the big comeback of the Koreans. Let me show this real quick. Oh, there it is already. This is the Reddit thread that you can find, reddit.com/r/WC3. Everything that you need you can find there. So yeah, these are the matches. I predicted it, Neostradamus again, yeah. Oh no, it didn't update? Oh, okay, this is it. Lucifer losing this 0-2 against Chao KK. Check overcoming the odds and beating Yumiko 2-1. That was pretty impressive. Focus demolishing Colorful 2-1, and then In the Night of Mirror. ReMinD finishing the deal here. China losing 3-1. Korea winning. And I hope that our European boys will crush Korea to next week, because next Monday, same time, 12 CET, we're gonna face Korea. We have Yaz, the current Vice World Champion. We have Hawk, one of the best human players in Europe. We have Warchief Rich, the king of Night Elf Mirror. And we have Foggy as the brain, the creative brain behind this operation. So it's gonna be good. And I hope you tune in next week, 12 CET on Monday. Before that, Thursday, TWCL, winner bracket and loser bracket final. Lawlight versus Focus, best of 5. Moon versus Lucifer, best of 5. So that's gonna be nuts. Friday and Saturday, the NWL with Korea versus China. Again, not in a clan war, but in one-on-ones, since it's a solo league. But yeah, lots and lots of content. So keep an eye on the Reddit, especially the schedule in the right of this Reddit. And thank you very much to Malefic123 for subscribing and supporting. We have our daily goal reached again. So thank you very much for the donations. Thanks, Ilias, Dr. Temp, and Neo Muffled for the $20. Very, very nice of you. Of course, you can support us by following, subscribing here, subscribing at YouTube. What else can you do? Following us on social media so you get our news that we put out on Facebook and Twitter. You can buy stuff at our shop, b2wshop.de and b2wshop.com.